So let's do something with this. Okay, first of all, we have to duplicate the base third person character of Unreal. So right click on it and duplicate, and let's call this Eva 2. Go to Eva 2. Now we have to go to viewport. Then for the mesh, we don't want a mesh, but we want to add the base skeletal mesh. So base character. Then we want to add the cloth 1, and we can change this later in a blueprint. So let's add the base character. For us is original pose. Then for the cloth 1, we want to add the cloth 1. Now click on one of these two skeletal mesh, then with shift click the other, and let's fit this in direction of the arrow. Compile and save. Now we have to go first we have to add the animation. So on a base character first, use animation asset, same for the cloth, compile and save. Now we want the character to move in the map randomly. So we want to simple move to location. The location is a random point in radius. Yes. For a simple move to location, we have to get controller. Then we want to make the region the actual location of the Eva. So get actor location. This is wherever. And then we want a tick. So let's see what happened with this. Delete the previous Eva. Drop in a viewport Eva 2. Then we want a nav mesh bounce volume. You can find in volumes nav mesh bounce volume. Yes. And then we can scale this up like this. If you can't see the green part, you can press P and the green show up. I don't want to see it. So now let's see what happened if I simulate. Okay, I have to say to her, I have to give a condition. So I want to select a point in a radius when your velocity is equal to 0. So if this is true, we can take a new point to go. As you can see, when the base character stop, choose a new point, but now it's too fast for the animation. So go to max walk speed, no speed, neither. Select character movement, so max walk speed, and drop down to 100, whatever you want. Yes. For now, let's turn off Apex. So let's go to cloud 1, and simply go to none. Here we go. So let me actually possess a player to see. We have to go Windows, World Settings, we want the third person, default pawn, we want the actual third person character. Let's see what, I'm sorry. Yes, perfect. So actually, the character move randomly, but we have to make the feet touch the ground. So it's not enough. Think this is fine. So yes, perfect. So now we have the base character moving around, but now we want to change the morph with via blueprint. We want to change the cloth and so on. So let's see how to do that. Okay, now for let you understand better, we can stop Eva walking around, so we can see her walking in place. So what we want with a key like J, we want change the material of the cloth, and for instance T, we want change the cloth, and with L we want to change the morph. Okay, so let's begin with changing the material. So first of all, we need to select Eva on the persistent level. Then we have to create a reference. Then we have to get the cloth that we want to change the material. So we have to set the material, but we want to set different material. So for now we can change between two material, and every time we press J with a flip-flop, we can change between these two material every time I press J. So there you can set the material that you want. So this is an emissive material, and there we can wherever, it's fine. Let's try with I don't know, metal. Still the index show you the which material of the mesh you want to change, because a mesh can have different material, but for our cloth have just one material, so 0 is fine for us. So let's try. If I press J, the cloth should be change the material, and yes, it works. So this is an emissive material that changed different color, and this is the other material. Okay, now for change the cloth, I have to create a new one with the same process of the first one. So we can blend between two clothes, like the material. So now I have to create a new one, so I speed up the video now. Back to Unreal, I import the new cloth. So now we have the new cloth and the older one. And now let's change. Let's have the ability to change between these two. So let's go back to the level blueprint. So now we need Eva 2 again, the cloth 1 again, but now we want to set the skeletal mesh between two. We want to change the skeletal mesh to time and there I want to change this material because I really don't like it. Let's try this. Material, and this is a skeletal mesh. Okay, now we want to change between the older cloth 1, and the new cloth 1_1. So now we can change the cloth, and we can change the material. So if we change the cloth, we can change the material of the new cloth, because we changed the material of the socket of the skeletal mesh. I show you. So this is the older cloth with the base material. So with J we can change the material. Now with L we can change the cloth. So I press once and the cloth change, and now with the new cloth, if I press J, I can continue to change the material. Now last but not least, we want to change the we want to drive the morph via blueprint. So let's go back to our level blueprint. Okay, now we want Eva 2 again, but now we want a base character instead of the cloth. And now we want to set morph target for this, and we want to set 2 times. So let's add another flip-flop. Actually, you can change the base character. I don't know if you want to have we want to switch between a male and female. You can do it with this. With you can do set skeletal mesh and male, or copy, make female, and then you can switch with a flip-flop, and you can customize the sex. So now back to the morph target. So now the max of the morph target is 1. So with A we want the morph target at 1. With B we want 0. Now we want to this code want the name of the morph that we want to change, and the name we can find in the skeletal mesh. To original pose, this is the name, body. So when we press the key, have to become like this, and then like this, and you can apply this at the length of the, I don't know, the ears, or the whatever part of the body you want to morph. You can change in this way. So the name is body, so we have to manually write the name. I don't know if it's a key sensitive, but for make sure I make the capital letter. And now we can try this. So morph target. So now we can change all of this. Let's try. With a key, you can see you can change the morph on pressing key, while you can change the type of the cloth, the material of the cloth, the morph. Now I'm pressing all 3 the button, and you can see actually change. So I repeat, you can morph a different part of the body wherever you want.